Remember this 2017 video of Justin Trudeau endorsing Paramount Fine Foods? In it, he was in the Prime Minister's office and he endorsed a private company and said, you guys are, great or whatever. And the video's in the description. Feel free to watch it. I'm not going to subject anybody to that right now. But Justin Trudeau's at it again. He's making videos in the Prime Minister's office and being criticized for it. This is Maura Forrest, and she's a political reporter with the National Post. And she says, quote, he knows the rules. NDP MP cries foul over Trudeau fundraising video shot in PM's parliamentary office. And here's the National Post article. Link is in the description. Quote, he knows the rules. NDP MP cries foul over Trudeau fundraising video shot in PM's parliamentary office. Charlie Angus said filming the ad in there was, quote, a Bush League move. He seems to believe that because he's Justin Trudeau Prime Minister, rules don't apply. And here's the article. NDP MP Charlie Angus is criticizing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for shooting an end-of-year fundraising video in his office on Parliament Hill in violation of the rules that prevent MPs from using parliamentary resources to raise money. In the video posted to Trudeau's Facebook page on December 28th shows the Prime Minister in his central block office flanked by 2 Canadian flags. Quote, you are at the heart of this movement for positive politics, and you all know what's at stake, he said, addressing his supporters. Quote, that's why I'm asking you to join tens of thousands of Canadians who have already donated this month by chipping in before our December 31st deadline so we can start 2019 strong. The post contains a link to the Liberal Party website where supporters are asked to make donations. The problem is that members of Parliament are governed by strict rules about keeping their parliamentary work separate from fundraising and campaigning. According to the members' bylaw of the Board of Internal Economy, which governs the House of Commons, parliamentary premises like Centre Block can't be used for partisan activities, including, quote, solicitation of contribution and solicitations of membership to a political party, or for, quote, activities related to a member's re-election. Angus said the filming of a fundraising ad in the Prime Minister's office was, quote, a Bush League move from someone who should have known better. He knows the rules. That's not a rookie backbencher activity. This is the Prime Minister of the country, he said. He seems to believe that because he's Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister, rules don't apply. Angus said the rules are very clear, especially for something like a direct fundraising appeal, and he was surprised by the decision. Quote, the Prime Minister has enormous resources to do his outreach, and the Liberal Party has enormous power and capacity to do fundraising, he said. It is such a direct financial ask. To me, it makes it seem like they don't really care that the rules are in place. In an email, Liberal Party spokesperson Braden Cayley said the video was filmed in Central Block office due to, quote, Mr. Trudeau's time constraints in his other important work as Prime Minister. He said the party is, quote, in the process of making an appropriate reimbursement that will be completed by early next week, but didn't say what the reimbursement is. So hold on, I just want to pause for a second. Justin Trudeau thinks it's appropriate to break parliamentary rules because of his time constraints in other important work as Prime Minister. That's really interesting. So we can just put the law on hold if we don't have time. My work's pretty important too, Prime Minister. Can I just say, listen, officer, I'm working here, and we've got to see past this speeding violation for me to continue doing work, right? You see how bending the rules like that doesn't work quite so well? Back to the article. He also confirmed that the video was filmed using Liberal Party equipment, not with parliamentary resources, equipment, or expenditures. Yes, but you were in the Centre Block office. Okay, back to the article. Angus said that he plans to send a letter to the Board of Internal Economy asking for a review of the fundraising video. The Liberals hold a majority on the board, which consists of 7 MPs from all 3 major parties, but Angus said even a, quote, finger scolding could be worthwhile. Scolding those fingers. Ah, yes. But Justin Trudeau is no stranger to scandal for ethics violations. And I mean, he's done this before, right? So he doesn't, I mean, does he care? He can float the rules all he wants. He gets to promote Paramount Foods and promote the Liberal Party and beg for fundraising from his Centre Block office because of time constraints. Of course, he wouldn't break the rules for a bad reason, like he's too lazy or he just doesn't want to do it. No, it's time constraints. He's the Prime Minister after all, right? So interesting commentary. This was published on December 22nd, 2017. The real scandal is how Justin Trudeau's 4 ethic violations carry no punishment. And it says, the first line in this is, it's official, Justin Trudeau broke the rules. Actually, Mr. Lawton, he broke the law. He broke the law. And I'm going to skip down and show you that in this article, it states that he broke the law. So are you trying to minimize it or what? says, from Bill Marno's numbered company held French villa to Trudeau's billionaire holidays, this seems like the first period in Canada's political history in which the country's elected leaders aren't even pretending they live like ordinary Canadians. I remember when a $16 glass of orange juice and a senator taking a loan to pay back improper expenses were all the rage. And there's links to both of those stories. Trudeau's lack of judgment and foresight is lamentable, but the real scandal here is how 4 ethics violations effectively disappear after the Prime Minister stammers his way through a 15-minute long apology press conference on a Wednesday afternoon, 5 days before Christmas, while Parliament is out of session for another 5.5 weeks. The Ethics Commissioner's report was scathing, but didn't impose or recommend any penalty, despite the severity of a sitting Prime Minister breaking federal law. He didn't just break the rules, he broke federal law, and he knew it. Back to the article. But despite Trudeau's acceptance of Commissioner Mary Dawson's report and his vow to do better in the future, he and his office have been trying to ignore or trivialize this misconduct for months. And yeah, they downplay this to a very, very, to the nth degree, to the max. It's nothing to see here. Move on, folks. And I'm going to look, I think, at the report. It's called the Trudeau report, at the ethics violations, because I don't think I'm sure there have been really good looks at the ethics violations and what laws Trudeau broke, but I don't know. I don't know what's out there, so we're going to have a look. Ezra Levent was tweeting out, and he says, this is a former Prime Minister of Canada who presided over the worst election loss in Canadian history. She is a joke, an answer to a trivia question, and obviously a disgrace. But she is also a senior appointee of the current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, who abides her. And this is the link he's talking about. And I thought it was really interesting. Kim Campbell, do you remember her? Trivia question, answer. He really is a mother. And this is talking about Donald Trump in Politico and talking about a social security net or a safety net for federal workers who need their checks. And he says their safety net is going to have a stronger border. So, regardless of how you feel about that, Ezra's right. She's an appointee of the Prime Minister and on in the public sphere, and that's our biggest trading partner, right? And let's just have a reminder of who Kim Campbell is. Yeah, she got 2 seats after controlling 169 seats for the Progressive Conservatives. She effectively decimated the party in 1993, except for Preston Manning, right? He's got his 52, and then there's the Bloc Québécois and Jean Chrétien. And, the NDP. Anyway, that's a little walk through 1993. The last little bit of news I want to share with you is this Yellow Jackets protest. I don't know if Macron is done, but this protest is interesting. I'm going to cue it up. Hold on. Here we go. So they're tear gassing them, and I wanted to see what tear gas was all about, so I Googled it, and this is the Wikipedia page. So lacrimatory agents, tear gas, are commonly used for riot control. Their use in warfare is prohibited by various international treaties. During World War I, increasingly toxic and deadly lacrimatory agents were used. And tear gas, formerly known as a lacrimator agent, sometimes colloquially known as mace, is a chemical weapon that causes severe eye and respiratory pain, skin irritation, bleeding, and even blindness. So they're tear gassing them. Make no mistake. Interesting times. And there are Yellow Vest protests still in Canada. They are happening. This is 8 weeks in a row for France. And since December 21st anyway in Canada. So that's, I think, 4 weeks, but I could be off on that. So lots and lots of interesting news. Our ethics violating, law-breaking Prime Minister, our former Prime Minister weighing in on Donald Trump for some reason, and government officials tear gassing their own citizens and feeling justified in doing this. This isn't just This isn't coming from these people, I don't think, necessarily. I mean, they're enforcing it, so they're responsible for their actions, but I don't think they're necessarily making the call. So interesting times. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the People's Party of Canada.ca. Come join the conversation at CanadaPoly.com. We have forums, register, and join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful Saturday night.